There is a funny story about Einstein and his driver. When Einstein proposed his theory of relativity, special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity, actually Einstein was a patent clerk. In the patent office, he was a clerk. He used to study a lot of patents by himself and he used to develop ideas on this. He was not a big experimenter, but he was a serious thinker. And finally, he gave a definition that time is also relative, space can also be curved. Space can be having curvature and time is always relative. You will have to read his book on special theory of relativity and general theory of relativity. So at that time, photography was not there as such. The media, whatever we have nowadays, it was not there. Many universities used to call Einstein to give a lecture in their universities for the students. So Einstein used to go to so many universities to give lectures on his theory of relativity. And he used to have a driver. The driver used to be with him for many years. And wherever Einstein used to go, driver also used to sit in the audience and driver used to listen to the speech which Einstein used to give. After so many months, one day the driver told the scientist that I have been listening to your lecture for so many number of times. Now I have your lecture completely in my memory. So whenever you give a speech next time in a new university, I already know what are you going to speak there. Okay. Einstein simply laughed. Later on, after a few days, Einstein had an invitation from some other university. Actually, at that time, photography was not there, so nobody knew how Einstein looked like. So on the way when they were going, Einstein simply told to driver, we will do one thing. Now when we are going, nobody knows that you are the driver and I am the scientist. When we reach the campus, I will sit in the driver's seat, you sit in the back seat, you only give a lecture. Driver said, no sir, how is it possible? Now Einstein said, you have already memorized my complete speech by listening to this so many times. You don't worry. Anyhow, the same speech you simply deliver. Let us see what will happen. And Einstein persuaded the driver to do that. Finally, driver somehow agreed. With a little bit of fear, he agreed. So when they arrived at the campus, Einstein was driving the car and the driver was sitting at the back seat. Naturally, they thought the person who is sitting at the back seat is Einstein. They took him all the way to stage and the driver gave a speech of about 1 hour on this special theory of relativity. And at the end, after everything was over, audience asked one particular question to the speaker. The speaker was the driver now. Now the driver told that for this particular question, even my driver can answer, and he pointed at Einstein. Einstein was sitting at the back at the audience and he pointed at Einstein. And finally Einstein gave the answer. But later on, the driver told the truth that I am actually the driver. He is the famous scientist Einstein. This was Einstein's wit and humor.